can't share, can we now?
No, unfortunately.
We copy the link.
I'll do it through the phone.
Okay, guys, welcome. We'll just wait for a few more people to join.
Let's get this up.
Yeah, I'm going to copy and paste the link you have now.
There we go. Hang on. How's everyone doing on a Tuesday night then? How are we feeling?
Yeah, good. All good, really. Nothing to recover from on the weekends now, see, is there?
Always a silver lining, sorry. All right, cool. We got the first few people in, so welcome.
Yeah, let's just build those numbers up then, isn't it? Guys, if you can, then it's a bit different to share because HDUK now is a private group. You need to click the three dots if you're on your phone, copy the link and put that into your newsfeed if you can. I know it's a little bit more fiddly, but if you can, that'd be great. It just gets more people involved.
Yeah, brilliant. I can hear a bit of an echo. Have you got sound playing there, Tom?
Yes. What have I done wrong?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, if you can turn
your speakers down.
Yeah, just turn them down. That might be my fault because I was turn your mic up.
I haven't got it coming through those speakers. I've got it coming through these ones up here. I'll turn that down.
Okay, see if that works. Like true professionals, guys.
Absolutely.
Well, it's my fault. I got stuck in traffic, so I'm literally arriving just 2 minutes before we were supposed to come on live. So
yeah, so we're no prep for this one, guys. We're totally winging it. So, all right, guys. We got Emma. All right, Emma. How's it going? Got an fucking eye. I don't know who that is. Remember, guys, click the link in the post. Your name will pop up on the screen. Lloyd, you're back for another one. Absolutely, yeah.
And he's featured on this month's show as well. Woohoo!
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, we have our first Raw Freedoms track on the podcast this month.
Yeah.
All right, Tristan, how's it going? Aaron, how are you doing?
When someone says oi oi, you're supposed to go oi hey.
You are supposed to say oi oi back. Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Tom, your own brand seems to be calling you out there.
No, that's actually Tom logged in dissing himself.
Yeah. And then that's the polite version of the diss there, real and raw. That's what I would prefer to say. So, excellent. Right, guys, welcome to the show. We got a few people in, so yeah, we'd like to welcome Tom, DJC from the very famous Rave Anywhere brand, or at least definitely famous this year. They've absolutely smashed it this year, and definitely the brand has been one of the heroes of lockdown. I don't even know how we'd have coped without Rave Anywhere. So yeah, what have you got to say about that, Tom?
Well, I was going to say thank you very much. What a lovely compliment. It's been it's been difficult, obviously, this year with things not being able to rave anywhere that we want to, but we sort of raved anywhere that we possibly can is kind of the new way that we're going forward with it at the moment, especially with another second lockdown coming in.
Yeah. In a crazy kind of way, it's actually, I wouldn't say it's worked well for you guys, but your brand has definitely been one that's been able to kind of, pick up the challenge of adapting to the current situation and literally running with it. And you've done really well throughout it.
Well, that's what this year's been all about, isn't it? Really, just kind of adapting and making the most of it. You've got all the DJs doing their live streams. You've got the promoters putting on their sort of live stream events like people can enjoy while they're at home. It's kind of adapting to the current climate and making the most of what you can do.
Yeah, definitely. It's been really interesting to see, you think of like the normal sort of names you get, like artists playing at an event, and you look at where they're sort of positioned on like a lineup, and you get the slightly bigger names at the top, and it sort of goes down. And come lockdown, everything's kind of really been shaken up because some of those bigger names have kind of vanished a little bit, and they've kind of, they've disappeared, and you're not kind of sure what they're up to. And then all of a sudden, you've got a lot of people who've kind of emerged, and you're like, oh, do you know what? I'm really starting to see they're making a kind of really making the most of the situation. It's been interesting to see that little switch up.
Yeah, it definitely has. It's been nice to see people just going taking the opportunity with both hands and just sort of going, right, this is my time to do my thing, because passion comes through at the end of the day. If you've got the passion, I think that the people who have really been passionate about it have really shone through in this sort of strange time that we're in.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I said very early on is that like this was a real kind of, like trying to find a positive from it all, and it was a real golden opportunity for your kind of up and coming, your bedroom DJ, the smaller brand, because all of a sudden, like that big platform has been taken away from all the DJs, and there's no big stage for anyone to play on anymore. So literally everyone's got the same opportunity to just stick their phone or camera on and just do what they do. I've definitely paid attention to maybe a few names that I hadn't sort of noticed before the lockdown, and I think that as time goes on, that'll continue. And then, like I said, there's some brands like yours which have just absolutely smashed it. I mean, have you noticed? Have you noticed like an increase in your numbers going up, or is it still been sort of what it was before this started?
It's a crazy thing, really, because obviously when we're doing stuff which is it was a bit more ad hoc, and we didn't sort of announce we were doing anything. It would just be like, right, let's go out on a beach, let's go out in the middle of a town centre, and we'd sort of turn up. And as I've proven tonight, we're not very good at keeping on time with things, so we sort of just do things as and when we can. And obviously during lockdown, we've had to sort of tell people this is going to happen, let people sort of know what's going to happen, and sort of do it a bit more in a different way. So it's been really interesting to see the different way that we've gone about it. I think in the height of lockdown, you go back to March and stuff like that, it was really interesting to see everybody was like, right, I need something to sort of get raving to at the moment.
Yeah,
and luckily there was a brief period, you remember that, a few weeks ago, where we could sort of go out to the pubs and stuff. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those situations. We're just desperate to get out there. So we're doing, just on Saturday, we did another social distancing event, and we're doing another one on the 12th of December, as long as Boris lets it go ahead. So it's kind of just trying to make the most of those situations at the moment. And the numbers and seeing things like that, it doesn't really matter, does it? As long as the people who are tuned in are sort of having a good time and everybody's enjoying themselves, then I think we're all winners.
Yeah, definitely.
How many have you done, Mitch, since lockdown?
Sorry?
How many have you done since lockdown?
How many live streams? Oh my! No, you know what? I'm not sure. It's got to be. Well, I've done my Friday night show every Friday since March. Must have been March, the end of March, something like that. Then obviously I did the 24-hour show. Does that count as just one long stream? Does it? The 24 hours?
24 1-hour streams.
Yeah, there's been a few. There's definitely been a few. And then obviously there's been guest mixes all over the place. So there's always a promoter, like I was saying before, there's always really good promoters trying to put on streams and stuff like that and get things going in different genres as well. So I've been privileged enough to represent hardcore in different genres and stuff like that, and show how our music fits in with everything else that's going on, and how it's really good times.
Brilliant. Okay, let's have a look at a few comments.
Any questions? Then obviously get them in the comments so we can get them up on the screen as well.
Yeah, there's one for you, Dale.
You couldn't afford it, Sean. You couldn't afford it, mate.
Oi. All right, Aaron. Wow, new update means name didn't show. Rave code, yeah.
It is, yeah.
Tristan saying I've done too many live streams during lockdown. He's probably right.
No. Level 3 high.
Really kept the place alive.
Yeah, it must be me. Is my volume too loud?
Sounds all right to me. I saw that. It sounds okay to me.
I sound all right to me. Fucking love Rave Anywhere. Yeah, definitely.
Big love, Stephen there, mate. Sure it is, mate.
Oozes passion. He really does.
Yeah, absolutely.
He really does. And it's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, I tell you, good. Kind of going back to that comment as well. Like we absolutely loved the interview on the podcast. Yeah, you did. It definitely captured your energy and your personality. It mad in just like a little, a sort of interview. So yeah, I did enjoy that. That was really cool.
No, thank you so much for getting me on there. It was a pleasure to be part of the podcast that you're doing. You've obviously had some amazing guests on there as well, and just the fact that you asked me to get on and get involved and be your first hardcore DJ on there, it was a pleasure to represent. It really was. So thank you for getting me on there. 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we really wanted to show, like, when we started the podcast, we had plans to put foreign artists on there as well as the UK, but we thought, well, let's just start with the UK, because that, we really need a platform that we can kind of say, look, this is what we've got. And kind of, I think too many people kind of sometimes move on to the foreign stuff, and then a lot of UK brands don't do what they can to kind of showcase what we've got to offer. And as time's gone on, we kind of keep thinking, should we have our first foreign guest yet? And we're like, I don't think we need to just yet. And we've just kept pushing it. And we're really trying to get everyone on board who we feel has really got stuff to shout about. The people who've really been smashing it in whatever they've been doing. Just the ones who really been, nailing it. And so far, the guests have been brilliant. Every guest we've had on there has been really cool. And for anyone who's wondering if we'll get any European guests and worldwide guests as well, because we've got plans for that. And we will definitely. But, I think we can just push the UK just a little bit more. And, we'll do some foreign ones. But we've got some great guests coming up anyway.
That's brilliant. I tell you what, pushing those UK artists as well is such a good thing, because if we can build something really stable on a really solid platform in this country, there's going to be no stopping it. It really is just going to snowball and snowball. And I think, I touched on it in the interview in the podcast, that over in Holland and over in Europe and stuff like that, the culture around it is a lot more sort of accepted. And I think if you guys keep pushing these artists, and everybody tuned in, everybody listens to the podcast, they support their artists and stuff like that, I think that you are going to help build a really good solid platform that we can just really get things going in this country, to make it rival what's going on over there in Europe. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we went to the conferences out in, you have AD and then HD, which are the music conferences, and it was where the HDUK idea came from, because I just remember me and MKN, we were just sat in the audience there, we were kind of watching, and we're like, literally every artist and producer and label and event in Holland is here working together, and I think that's something that, over here, maybe I think sometimes things are a little bit more competitive. So people are like, how can I one up these guys? And how can I, and everyone's in their little bubbles and circles, and they're like, right, how can we kind of push ourselves rather than what can we do for the UK? What can we
maybe do? It's that island mentality that everyone's got. They're like, no, there's not enough space on here for all of us. Get rid of it.
Yeah, definitely. So
it's more of a competition between people, I think, rather than working together as a team. We're all in one boat. We need to work together to make it work. And once upon a time, it was all UK. We didn't have any international acts coming over really. At one point, the UK scene was powered by UK artists and UK producers, and that's all dwindled in time. So I think it's about time that we we push the UK more, because there's loads of talent here, and I think everyone needs to give that love to keep us going.
Yeah, no, that's a beauty. Couldn't have said it better myself. I think if everybody pulls together, shares their knowledge, shares their sort of platform, build something up like you have here. You've built up HDUK, and now you're sharing the platform about, and you're giving other people in the country an opportunity to do the same and sort of build up their name. And then suddenly we're just going to, the momentum, I can feel it. The momentum's going to come along.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well, there's like that kind of unspoken direction as well. So, maybe like, because we're definitely not the only ones. We're not trying to say like we're the only ones pushing the UK scene. I mean, there's loads of people doing it, and there's lots of people throughout their podcasts and the different projects and things they're working on. But I think, when someone maybe starts to do it, maybe just that little bit more, and then someone else is like, okay, yeah, we can do this, and then someone else does it, then someone else. So eventually we can all kind of start pushing more in that direction. I think for quite a long time there's always, because obviously the Dutch scene, you look at their events and they're just huge compared to the events that we have over here. So I think there's a lot of people who are just like, well, let's just do what they're doing, and I think that's maybe where the UK has lost its identity just a little bit, because everyone's like sort of want to be, they want to be like that. And I think what we need to do is, well, hang on, let's try and get our own kind of, our own sound, our own culture, our own our own kind of thing going. So yeah, that's cool what they've got, but we got this as well,
Yeah. And that's we've always been good at that in the UK. The sounds that we've managed to build up from the underground and bring to the forefront have always been some really exciting stuff, and everyone's always been looking over. You look over at the States and stuff like that, they're always looking over it to be like, oh yeah, what are you guys up to, sort of thing. So it's easily done, and I'm sure that there will be some really good sounds coming from the UK progressing and sort of making something really special with it, definitely.
Yeah, without a doubt. Okay, Mark Boston, evening, dude. Mark's been on everyone, haven't he?
He has. Yeah, he's been on every live stream, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, prepare for some. If he's done his homework on DJC, there may be some abuse coming up.
Well, he's looking for a moustache, Dale. What's going on? Have you not spotted one at the
moment? I knew that would be brought up at some point.
Yeah. All right, let's maybe go through some of these comments. So, hey, whoever that is, too many. Anton, how's it going, dude? Lockdown's given some kind of positive vibes to producers. Creative work that's coming out now is outstanding. I'm loving it. It's promoted to the scene. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's really made people anyone who's been like catching all these episodes throughout lockdown, quite a lot of the guests we've had on here have said the same thing, that they've all had to find new ways to be creative and what they can't offer themselves on the stage anymore playing a gig, so they have to find new ways of offering something to to the people.
When you think of the time spent doing gigs and traveling to gigs, well, all of a sudden that time is an empty shell now, and it's great to see people fill in that shell with other stuff. And sort of still keeping going with the music side of things. I think people are catching up with, I think everyone's got a list of things they want to do, and there's a lot of things probably on everyone's list that they've never been able to quite do. And of course, with the no gigs and stuff, I think people have gone to that list and thought, you know what, I can do that now. So I think things that have always been on that list are being done. So I think it's just clear time for artists to do stuff that they perhaps wouldn't have had time to do previously.
That's a really good point, because I know I've been smashing my to-do list and half of the stuff's been on there for like 3 years and it's down the bottom. So that's a good point.
Well, my to-do list is just getting longer. I'm obviously working this wrong, aren't I?
I'm still adding to it, definitely.
Yeah.
So what is there anything that we don't know about that you've been working on, Tom?
At the moment, it's a case of getting things in order and just making sure that we can sort of, like you say, it has been cracking through the to-do list, getting bits and pieces, legitimizing bits and pieces, getting new ranges of merch out, which is more of a pain than you ever want it to be. It really is. And it just sort of getting something you think, yeah, this is going to be amazing, and it arrives and you're like, no, this is rubbish. I can't get any more of these. So that's been a pain. There's a few projects that I can't even talk about. There's one that's literally just sitting in my face. I'm thinking, no, I can't even. There's a really good project that I'm part of, that Rave Anywhere has been able to get involved in, that I'm really excited to be working on late this year. Positive. This new lockdown might have pushed it back to be the start of next year, but there's something really good. I hate talking about things like that because I'm not going to say what it is. So, but there's a really, really good thing that I think is going to be really good for everyone in the scene, and be able to put a bit of a stamp on things. I really do think that it's going to be good for everyone as a whole. And obviously events is the main thing that we're trying to do at the moment. Even though it's only social distance ones, we're creating some rapport with councils and stuff like that. And obviously being Rave Anywhere, we kind of got to try and go anywhere we possibly can. So we're trying to see what's possible at the moment, and then also pushing forward for next year what's going to be possible in terms of doing some really big stuff and doing some as much as we possibly can. You know what I mean? It's hard at the moment though. You're constantly trying to weave in and out of this, that, and the other. I've obviously loads of new music and stuff like that, which sort of sinks into the other project that I was speaking about. Loads of new music from myself, and I know that there's other artists that are doing some new music as well. I know that the artists that we're pushing on Rave Anywhere as well, our residents, Flick B, Reflux, Danny, I know that they're working on some banging new music as well. So it's really exciting to sort of see this build up behind the scenes before eventually it's all just going to come out. And I think we're going to be looking at a really fruitful 2021. Definitely. I think everything's going to look absolutely amazing. I'm properly excited about it, to the point where sometimes I can't sleep. It's quite annoying.
I can't wait for you to announce it. I'm excited for it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I know, definitely. So it's not. Yeah, I got two questions based on that. So, on the podcast, you in your track list there's one of your own bootlegs. So, is that something you're gonna be doing more of? More of your own sort of bootlegs, and perhaps.
Yes. I love to make a bootleg. I must admit, I love to make a bootleg. I love to make a remix. I love to sort of look at what someone else has created and be like, yeah, what about if we were to speed that up a bit, add a big old kick drum to it, and sort of work it like that. So I'm always working on those bits and pieces, and that's kind of just dance floor fodder. That's just stuff that I just go, right, that's going to go into my set for that right moment in the set. I'll be able to use that to just sort of like get that kind of energy across on the dance floor. So yeah, there's going to be more of that stuff, and it's working in those original bits and pieces as well. That's really what I'm trying to focus on and get the production levels, because I'm so picky with these things, and if it's not right, then I'm not gonna be doing it. But I want to make sure that I've got those original bits of music, original stuff that can really go out there and make the music that we make it shine. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not willing to just do it and be like, oh yeah, look, I made X, Y, and Z. No. It needs to be something that's really going to pop off and really going to show that music at a faster pace, at a big kick drums and stuff like that it can really, really shine.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, and did one other question based on what you said as well. So who is in your sort of Rave Anywhere crew? Who's your team consist of altogether?
Well, the boss man himself is Random Rob Smith. He's the guy who's in charge. He's the big guy. The big guy at the top. I'm just the always creating him problems. I was like, yeah, let's go over here and do a live stream within a punt in the middle of Cambridge and stuff like that. And he's like, no, it's not going to work. I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it, Rob. We'll be good. And then I do my Friday night stream, and I was like, if I have a couple too many drinks, he'll come along and just be like, no, I think it's time to end this now. He's getting too drunk. So yeah, he's the big boss man. We've obviously got our residents, Reflux, Flick B, Aurora D. We've got the absolute legendary MC Storm, Jack, Enemy. These guys are people who we're going to be literally pushing on everything that we can possibly do. It's hard at the moment because obviously some people they sort of live a bit further away, but we're going to literally pull these people into the frame and get stuff going on with these residents and these people who are part of pushing things forward. There's also people behind the scenes. You've got Kaz doing the Instagram stuff and keeping that kind of bits and pieces rolling, and she does a great job on decorations and stuff. We've got Emma keeping the sort of the merch flowing and bits and pieces like that. And then we've got the legendary mods. These guys are people that have just literally grabbed hold of our social media, and they run the the background of some of the Facebook pages and stuff like that. And these are just such an amazing group of people that are literally they're absolute legends, and I can't thank them enough for all their work and stuff. They're keeping things rolling in the background when obviously me and Rob are stressing out trying to sort out this, that, and the other on a big project. They're making sure that the community is still flowing, because the Oi Oi I'm a Raver and I Rave Anywhere group is something that has just grown exponentially really nicely, and it's been so good to see a Facebook group like that just have such positive attitude in it. And when the artists come in there and say, hi, I'm so and so and this is the tunes that I've been working on, check out my latest mix, people come in there and they'll be like, yeah, literally get behind it. If they like it, they're fully on board with it and stuff like that. And it's been really great to see. And a lot of that is down to Rob and the mods from just being absolutely brilliant at creating such a fantastic community in there. Whereas I can just be a complete nutter and just jump around behind the decks. These guys are there making sure that the community is held together and making sure that things are really good. Yeah. I hope I've not. You're saying that, and now I'm thinking, have I left anyone out? Who have I left out? I'm going to feel well guilty.
Yeah, the mods you got for the groups, were they? How did you find them? Were they just fans of the brand, or?
Yeah, they're fans of the brand. They come along during the 24-hour live stream, and they're obviously, you had to be quite a big fan of Rave Anywhere to be sitting through 24 hours of me jumping around like a nutter. So there's people that we've sort of supported from there, and it's just it's hard. You can never. No two humans are the same, are they? So you never know whether you're going to find someone. You just got to literally give people a chance. And I think Rob's been really good at picking an amazing team there. He's absolutely spot on with it. Really is.
Brilliant. That's brilliant to have that many people, helping the brand. That's just brilliant. That's fantastic. Going back to what we mentioned there about no one should be working alone. People like that coming together as a collective, doing their own thing, just pushing the brand. That's brilliant. It's super, really good.
Yeah. No, there's a brilliant group of people, and I must admit, I feel very blessed to be able to build something with these guys. They're properly absolute legends. I really do. I think, obviously, it's just been such a privilege to be able to build something with these guys. I know that Sniper as well, from the very day he's been there, like jumping on buses and jumping on anything that we possibly can, and it's just these people are absolutely amazing, and it's just an absolute pleasure to have them on board. It really is. I really do feel privileged to be part of Rave Anywhere.
I think I think building a good team is really essential. Absolutely. And I think, I can't remember what the question was, but like on a previous live stream, we said, if you're up and coming, whether you're a DJ or producer, if you've got a couple of friends who are all involved in the scene in some way or another, think about how you can use each other and to kind of create something, even if you've got even if one of you is a DJ, one's a producer, one of you can design artwork, another's good with a video camera, what can you do? Because I think if you get a good team, you can do more as a team together than you can as an individual, definitely.
100%, yeah.
There's just not enough hours in the day, is there?
I was just going to say, yeah.
You can't just be a one-man band in this day and age. It is a case of, because you could be the best DJ, the best producer, the best artist in the world. You could be putting on the best event with the best production and the best sound system in the world, but if nobody's there to see it, there's nobody getting behind it, then it's all just pointless, isn't it, really? And by having such an amazing team there, it has allowed us to, and the supporters as well, all the people who support Rave Anywhere, it just allows us, it spurs me and Rob on to be able to go, right, let's move on to the next thing. Let's do something bigger. Let's do something more amazing. And I think 12th of December is a prime example of that. We've thrown everything in on this. It's going to be really special for the guys that come down to it. It's going to be a great little send off for the end of the year to be able to celebrate Christmas with these people who have been supporting us, and just getting behind Rave Anywhere and want to come and getting behind the music. Do you know what I mean? Getting behind the artists and stuff like that. As soon as we can announce that, it's going to be really good to just sort of, just hopefully everybody has a brilliant time and just, as a party, because that's what it's all about, having good times, keeping smiling and just enjoying yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, cool. Comment from Sean is, personally, I think you should keep the podcast a UK thing. There's more than enough talent, past, present, and future, to keep this going for a very long time. So, while I kind of, I agree a little bit, but I think the only reason I would kind of disagree with that is I think, for any brand, you're looking to expand as much as you can and gain as big a fan base as possible. And I just think, if we continued and all we did was push the UK and we didn't support any other countries, are we shutting the door then to possible new fans from different countries? So for example, if we have a guest on from, say, America or Spain, are we suddenly going to get a couple of hundred new fans or a couple of thousand new fans? You never know. So I think it'll always be predominantly a UK thing, but I think we would always need to incorporate music from elsewhere just to kind of, so we've got a more it's basically as many people as we can get listening to it as possible.
Yeah, it's just having the right balance, isn't it? You look at the genres involved with the podcast. We try to cover as many of the harder sort of styles that we can. I think it'd be the same with the guests as well. So, like Ian said, mainly UK, but I think we will need to involve other countries and stuff just to expand and get the brand out there even more.
Yeah, it's a two-way street, isn't it? I think if you help promote these guys in other countries, then it will come back the other way, and it sort of creates because we are still part of Europe. No, but it's a two-way street, and I think you help other people and they help you, and it creates everybody gets stronger. It goes back to the point you were making earlier, where if people work together, everybody gets better from that situation, and everything sort of comes together and makes for a much better environment for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. And we've even discussed when we've been discussing European names that we would perhaps get involved in the show. And the one thing we've said is not that we wouldn't have or want a guest on the show, like say your Co-Black or your Atmospheres or someone like that, but I think we would more be looking for the ones who kind of just need that little bit more kind of support, the sort of ones down from them who are working really hard, they're doing everything they can, and it's just giving that sort of platform. And again, I think that's important not just for us in the UK. I think that's important for wherever you are, because there's if you listen to any of our podcasts, the amount of music we have on there from all over the world, and you're like, shit, I've never heard of this person's name before, and the track's incredible. I mean, it sounds like they've been producing for 15 years.
They probably have.
Yeah, that's it. So I think picking the right people, for the show, I think is important. But that we put a lot of effort into choosing the music, so same effort goes into the music we pick.
Yeah, we never wanted a show full of all the big guns, all the big guys. We wanted to look to see what music's out there, what artists are working hard, and the quality of stuff that's out there is just unbelievable. And the other pages that we're now following, and it's just incredible. It's really well deserved.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you look at all the big, a lot of big hardstyle podcasts, especially the European ones, before you even look at the who's on that what tracks are on that podcast, you could probably take a guess, and it's just Wild Stars, Atmospheres, Frontliner, just literally every big name. And I just feel like there's not enough support being given to that next tier of guys. The ones who are almost there, they're just not kind of quite there. And the crazy thing, something that I've noticed is, as soon as you get the guys who are kind of bubbling under the big guys, and all of a sudden one of them will get signed by an agency or something, and then that's it, they're on all the podcasts. It's like, well, why did it take that for them to get that support? Prime Shock's a good example. They get snapped up, and all of a sudden they're playing everywhere. They're on every podcast you can think of. But when they're at that stage just before they kind of broke through, you're not seeing them on everything, and it's like, where's the support for people before they reach that? Because the thing is, that's when you need the support as well. That's when you want just before you kind of, you need that little step to get to that next level. So.
Well, I think it comes down to if you could be the greatest producer in the world, as I said before, but if no one's there to hear it, if there's no one behind you, there's nothing. It doesn't matter, does it?
100%. And I do think as well, I think when it comes to like musical taste, you've got to remember music is fashion. As well as, yes, I like it, no, I don't like it. It's also fashion. And, so I think sometimes a lot of people will just automatically like something because it's from a certain person, or they won't like something because it's from a certain person. And then, this is where like up and coming DJs, producers can find it difficult because they haven't yet achieved that level where everyone just wants to jump on it. People are more cautious, so they're like listening and they might not shout about that person because they're looking around and going, well, no one else is shouting about them, so I'm not going to. And then it gets difficult to get to that level. So yeah, cool. Okay, who else we got? So hey, Carly. Can't stay, but hope you're okay. Have fun. Make sure you come back and watch the replay.
There's a lot of love for you growing a tash here, Dale. I must admit, looking at the chat in here.
Oh yeah, we can around now. So.
Yeah, let's no.
You're gonna have to just do it just to shut them up, I think.
Did you see it, mate? Did you see it? It was awful,
yeah, of course, mate.
But awfully good.
You could see that from space, bruv.
Yeah, you've definitely got some fans in the chat here, Tom. Was hoping, yes, that's a good point. Why didn't you do the November?
Well, I done it a couple of years ago, and if you're going to do it properly, you've got to go through November. You've got to set up like a GoFundMe page. You've got to do it legitimately, And I did do it a couple of years ago, and I just decided not to do it.
You got the platform for it now. You should have.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses here. I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
I did shave. I shaved on the 1st of November, so I could. Oh, it was the 2nd actually. I could take part. Okay, let's watch this space.
Yeah. Okay. I like this.
Yeah, and then we can all see the results on the next one of these.
Yeah.
Actually, this could be your challenge. So this is day 1.
Yeah.
See what I can
the next
do.
podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Speed of time.
Didn't someone say? I'm sure someone said. I don't even know how I know this, but I'm sure someone said to you the other day. Next time it's going to be the proper handlebar.
Someone's just said that in the chat room as well.
Ah, right. We said that the other day.
Yeah, Hannum Hanley Monsters just come in with that.
Right. Yeah, I'll vote one for that as well.
I'm getting behind it.
Mark, I'm disappointed. I think this is the first one you haven't had any abuse lined up. So it's like, this is my first HDUK. Oh, okay, right. Make sure you come back. Yeah, make sure you come back. Tom, what's your favorite track?
What's my favorite track? Oh God,
yeah.
Oh, that's hard though, isn't it? Because obviously different times, different tracks, and I love, Super Strings, the Cygnus X Aftershock remix. That's an absolute banger. I really love that Without You. The Hearts on one, which is on the podcast, and Bill X. I can't remember what it's called now. The hard edit of. I don't know if I put it in the podcast. I'm just trying to think whether it was in there now.
I'm sure there's a Bill X tune in there.
Yeah,
there is. Yeah,
I think I put Tandava in the podcast. Actually, that's a banger. Yeah, that is an absolute monster. So and it all depends. I mean, sometimes I'm getting into. Like Bugsy Malone's new MEN3 is an absolute banger as well, and I literally my taste in music is really varied, so it all depends on what kind of mood I'm in. It really does.
Yeah, same here. My favorite probably changes every week as well. What about you, Dale?
The one that's really, there's two. There's one that I can't stop humming. It's on the podcast. After Noise and Say It, Waiting. I just got that riff in my head all the time. But the one from this month's podcast, which is an absolute belter, is that Kronos tune, Kryptonite. I just love the vocal on there. And when it kicks into that sort of standard Dutch kick, which kind of then fades out, and then the drop is just brilliant. I just love it. So exciting. Really, really good.
Yeah,
His Thriller as well. That at the moment is, I love it.
Yeah, I love that as well. Do you know, I find it really hard to pick a favorite at the moment. Yeah, I mean, there's Kyle's new one, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We've also got a couple more coming on the HDUK label, which we're going to be previewing on the next episode, and they're all bangers as well. There's also, do you know this one, Tom? This was on the podcast, Gregory Morrison, Rodam, Quick Drop remix.
Yes, I tell you what, there was you were pulling out some bangers on that podcast, actually, weren't you?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. When I came across it, I didn't know the remixer or the original artist, but I heard the track and it just stood out so much for me. But yeah, that was. Is that big in with the hardcore guys or?
First time I heard it was on the HDUK podcast. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but you know that's cool. Like it really stood out to me. Really stood out. So yeah, I mean, like you said, if I look at the track list which I got in front of me now for the podcast, there's nothing I don't like. They're all amazing tunes.
Yeah, they're all great, yeah.
Well, I mean, just to like explain how much we do like all the tracks on the podcast. When we started out, the podcast was meant to be an hour long, and I think the first episode was an hour long, and that was the only one that's ever been an hour long, because every episode we're like, oh, we want to include this tune and we want to include that, and we've got to a point now we're just like, you know what, however long it's going to be, we're only once a month, let's just make it as long as we want it to be, just so we can get all the music we want on there. And I think, is this episode like an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes?
Hour and a half,
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of every song on the podcast, so yeah, long may that continue.
Yeah.
Cheers, Carly. I started a Kujin for only put the link in the comments then, and we can all take a look at that.
Yes, come on.
Banter journeys if I ain't driving. I missed it, but yeah, same here, Mark. Same here. Yeah. I mean,
I just been sick in your car, Mark.
having a piss Chucky in the passenger seat, I can't imagine that. That's oh my god, it's been a while since I've been in the car with Chucky, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rave,
for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you were into hard dance or hardcore, and you didn't know Rave Anywhere before lockdown started, you certainly know of them now. I
was going to say we're still starting on our journey. You know, we've got a long way to go still.
Yeah.
There's always more people out there who, whether they're into hard dance or hardcore or anything like that, they still need to hear about it. And one of the main missions that we're on is to get more people into it and make sure that you don't just turn your nose up at it when you see it. You just go, well, look at that nutter over there. Just sort of make people smile. And I think that's the aim of the game, really, to make people smile. And then we've already won.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You summed that up really well at the end of the podcast interview. And it was quite cool, actually, because you know, when we end the interview, we always give people that sort of couple of seconds to say, right, you know, what do you want to tell us about? And you know, usually everyone's like, well, I got a new release coming out, or you know, you can check out this on my page. And like, you were the first one, and you were just, you know what, just keep enjoying the music, keep smiling. And it was really, you know, really nice, especially with everything going on at the moment, because I think, you know, there must be a lot of stressed people out there. There must be a lot of people missing the gigs, or, you know, just having slightly, harsh sort of circumstances. And I think, just being reminded to kind of, just try and enjoy as much as you can. And it was a nice message to end the interview on. So
yeah, I think it's like I say, it's more important now than ever that people just sort of keep smiling, find that thing that makes you happy. And for a lot of us, it's music, and just make sure that you really get behind it and really enjoy it, indulge yourself in it, and just escape, just literally escape in any way that you possibly can. And just, if you're happy, don't feel guilty about feeling happy. Just enjoy the moment, literally as simple as that. Just have a good time. And it's just so important at the moment. It's so easy to forget at the same time. You can sort of go, oh, hang on a minute. Well, this is going on over. No. Focus on you. Smile, enjoy yourself, and everything's going to be fine. It's fine. HDUK, you're telling you it's going to be fine. Rave Anywhere saying it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, mate. Don't worry about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anything to announce, Dale?
No, not today. No, I'll announce my next. I'll announce that I have an announcement tomorrow.
and will it be something for sale?
Yeah, it'll probably be something to do with my moustache, maybe. Either.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that announcement. That's cool.
The announcement of an announcement.
Yeah, I think I like it.
Yeah, we love those. So I think every DJ who done live needs a massive pat on the back. Absolutely. There's been some real shining stars of the lockdown, and some people doing live streams. I've seen some people doing them. It seems like almost every day, and it's fantastic. And you've got I know Chris Adrenaline Stompers. He's had massive success with his, and I mean their fan base has just grown throughout lockdown. And he said they've had to postpone their events, and each time they've postponed them, all of a sudden people are jumping on the phone to buy tickets. And he said it's amazing. He said you would think that with everything going on now, the last thing people want to do is buy a ticket for an event that might not happen. But they're growing such a fan base through their live streams. People are just so keen to grab a ticket. It's mad.
I'm sure they've got 1,000 people listening, which is incredible. 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
it really is. I think Chris and Karen are literally taking the game by storm. It's been amazing to see them doing such an amazing job of just getting people together in the same way. And I think the comment of every DJ that's doing live streams deserves to be commended. It's as simple as that, especially in the possibility that you're going to get copyright striked and everything's going to get taken down. And it really is something that you're bringing people together, and it is beautiful to see that.
Yeah, and like you said, it comes with its challenges, but people are doing it, and they're doing it, and then they're coming back a week later and doing it again, and it is really good. All the people who are brightening up people's lives by doing that at the moment. So your 24-hour live stream. So what kind of how many people were tuning into that?
Oh God, I don't know. I've got no idea. I know at the end we were hitting like a K watching, because we were streaming over Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So we had over 1,000 people tuned in for the end of it. And I must admit, I was kind of in the zone, and I didn't even notice that we'd finished the 24 hours. I was like, right, I'm gonna let's kick it off for the last hour. I'd obviously not had any sleep, so I was like, right, let's do this. And I had Rob there, and he was just like, I think he was too busy focused on something else. I didn't even notice that we'd gone over the 24-hour point. But I know that we had over 1,000 people at the end there. Loads of people tuned in throughout it. But the main thing really is that we managed to raise nearly £4,000, just under £4,000 for NHS charities together. Shit. And it was a cause that really passionate about. And to be honest, it's just such a privilege to be able to have done something like that, and to be able to have put the spare time that we had and go, you know what, let's do a 24-hour show for these guys. Let's do a 24-hour show to raise awareness. And it's another thing that brought a lot of people together in that respect, of everybody sort of going, yeah, we can do something. And I think it showed that the rave music is something that can do something, the sort of the underground side of the rave music is something that we can do. We can do some good stuff, 100%. If people pull together, we can all do something amazing. And it was just a real privilege to be part of that and to be able to do something. It really was.
Definitely. You've done haven't you done a couple of 24-hour streams? Have you?
No, I
It's
don't
just
think so.
one, is it?
I think I might have remembered that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I thought I saw, because I know you did the one, and then I thought I saw you say you were going to do another one after that. Maybe I.
No, we thought about doing another one many times, and it's definitely something that I'm open to. A lot of people are trying to goad me into doing a 36-hour stream and do a 48-hour stream and stuff like that. We've got some good ideas. We definitely will be doing more marathon streams like that, but I think I want to be able to collab a lot of other people into the idea and into the whole concept of it. And I think that we've got some great ideas, but we can't do them at the moment because of bloody lockdown and that
Well, I
COVID
thought
thing
it
going
was
about.
really good with that 24-hour stream. It wasn't just 24 hours of you playing music. I think you had a chat with an artist. Was it every 30 minutes or so?
It was pretty much every hour, and then sometimes it was every 30 minutes when we were sort of working around where people were able to.
Yeah.
With vibes, we were working our way around Coronation Street. You know what I mean? And we got to sort of make sure that he was available and he wasn't getting in the way of his soaps.
The planning and organisation that alone must have taken is massive. You know, you're not just setting up your decks, putting a camera on, and playing music for 24 hours. You know, you're getting guests on, you've got interviews, you've got a time schedule to make sure you can speak to everyone. So, well done. Good job you had that team.
Thank you, bro. We were so privileged to be able to have these guys backing us. Do you know what I mean? We had obviously Joey Wright, Hixie, Vibes, just so many people that were just getting behind us, like Storm, WizKid. It was really just such a privilege to be able to show people that these guys, and also people wanted to hear from these guys as well. Do you know what I mean? They wanted to hear what they've been up to during the lockdown so far and how they were going to sort of push things forward. So it was a privilege to have them as much as it was the other way around. It was brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. Very impressive.
Yeah. Well, I think so far most of the questions have been from us, between us. So I think we need to have a question from someone else. So we got one from Sean here. Tom, would you prefer penises for fingers or a finger as your penis? A nice serious one there.
Penises for fingers, definitely, because then otherwise I've only got a finger where my penis is. That's not going to work, is it? That's not good enough. I mean, but then could you mix? Yeah, you could mix with penises, couldn't you? That'll be all right. Yeah.
As long as the penises can be on my left hand, then I'll be okay.
Wait, hang on a minute. I thought it was both hands. Is it both? You seem to be changing the rules here, Dale.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't look at it. No.
I'm just loving the thought that's going into this. Yeah.
Well, who's asked that question? Was that Sean? Was it Sean? Yeah. You thought about it. You put an image in all our heads now, Sean. Thanks for that.
All right, guys. So what do we're all right. We're close to the hour. So if anyone's got any questions for Tom, please jump in and ask your questions. So yeah, who else have we got here? We got Adam Hambley in here somewhere.
Brilliant.
Hard Dance Universe Kingdom, in the next few years, well, maybe we expand on our horizons.
When the aliens come down and take over, and we've got the solar system to perform to, then job done.
Yeah, with everything going on, surely that should be this year, shouldn't it?
That's the next thing. It's got to be in it.
Definitely expecting some aliens to turn up at some point. Just trying to scroll through. I've just lost where I am in the questions. Have we?
I just seen one. What is DJC's real name?
Tom.
You're gonna get
very boring
with friend requests.
Tom JC. It's very boring.
Yeah, I've just realised how many. Where did DJC come from, or is it just because it's JC?
Yeah, because my second name's JC. I think it was probably Rob Smith. I think every element of my DJ career has been sort of down to Rob Smith in some way. I've known that guy for over 15 years now, and he's always had a say in this, that, and the other. I used to mix drum and bass, and he come along and he was like, nah. you've got to start mixing these hardcore tracks, mate. He was like, here you go, look, here's a hardcore vinyl, Angel Eyes. You've got to start mixing this stuff. So he got me straight onto that. So yeah, he's got to say he's always there. He's always there in the background, nagging me, bossing me around, telling me what to do.
Does he get involved in the musical side of things, or the creative side of things?
Yeah, me and Rob have worked on tracks before. We always have something going on. We're always talking about music and stuff like that. There's actually a track on my SoundCloud, which is one that me and him worked together. Another bootleg flip track, which I can't remember the name of now, but it's got DJC and Random Rob on it.
Right.
He's just texted me saying, cheers for blaming me for the DJC. For the name. So yeah, we're always working on bits and pieces. He's determined that he won't be a DJ or an MC or anything like that, but I reckon he's secretly building up to it. Is what he really wants.
Yeah. I'm sure you can break him. Yeah.
Yeah. He
You just get the Rave Anywhere page once the fan base is built up. Put a request in the Facebook to change it to Random Rob, DJ Random Rob, and boom, he's got a huge fan base straight away.
Don't start giving him ideas. This is
Well, what you should do is you should just tell him you've got to get a special guest plan for something you do, and leave an hour slot there. And just hand him over the headphones and.
It's funny you should say that. Just this week, just gone on Friday, we do the Friday night show every Friday, 9 to 11, and afterwards sometimes we do a lock-in for the Rave Anywhere supporters. So we finished the normal live stream. We went over to the supporters page, which is just for the main Rave Anywhere fans, the Rave Anywhere supporters. It was a great group of people. So I was mixing and stuff like that, and everyone was like, yeah, get Rob to do a mix, because he was round, because we were doing this event on Saturday. So he's like, yeah, get Rob to do a mix. Eventually we managed to convince him to do a mix, so he has done a mix. He did a mix this weekend. Oh, okay. He mixed 2 tracks into each other, and I think that was as much as we were getting out of him.
That is the start of the beginning.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. Yeah, he's definitely started there. All right, we got a good question here. Where do you get your energy from, Tom?
Purely from the music, I must admit. There's so much energy in this music that all you've got to do, I'm just sort of listening to it, and that's it. I get a bit like a giddy child. I've got quite a low tolerance to caffeine anyway, so if I need a little bit of a pick me up, I have a bit of an energy drink, and that's it. I have half a can of Red Bull, and I'm completely done. And the problem is I won't then go to sleep until like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, I will admit, when you were doing the 24-hour stream, and I think, yeah, I hate to admit it, but I think I actually went to bed at one point and then woke up just as the sort of stream was finishing. And I couldn't believe there was no lack in energy. Like, it didn't seem like you'd been doing it for 20 odd hours. You just seemed like somebody just handed you the headphones and you'd got behind the decks.
Well, one of the things that we were really conscious about with that, and is that I didn't have any energy drinks. I think I might have had half of a can going into the last 4 hours or something like that, which might be why I finished off with so much energy going through with it. But it was very much focusing on the nutrients, making sure that I was eating the right food. I wasn't eating something that was going to make me go to sleep. And Kaz was feeding me like fruit smoothies all the time, and they were cooking me some nice pizzas and stuff like that. So I was just sort of I was very conscious that I knew if I went straight in and had energy drinks straight away, that I'd be crashing. Like 8 hours later, I'd be really struggling. So
yeah.
How much did you go over as well? I know you said you went over the 24 hours. It was something like an hour over though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we went about an hour over it. Yeah, I think we stopped it, celebrated that we'd done it about 45 minutes afterwards, and then we just carried on for another little bit.
Wow, brilliant.
Amazing. All right, Tom, have you got a favourite tune of 2020?
Favourite tune of 2020? The first one that springs to mind is DLMD. I feel like that for Darren Styles and TNT, DLMD has been a tune that's really stood out as an absolute standout tune this year. But there's been loads of bangers coming out. So 170 have done an amazing job. Technicore TikTok is an amazing track, and Jacoby's remix of Deep in the Night, Hicksy's Deep in the Night. An amazing track. So 170 have really been pushing some great stuff. And it's been a pleasure to just see these really good productions coming out and really good producers making some banging beats. I've just realised I didn't put any of those in the podcast mix. they were bangers. I think they felt a little bit too on the nose, but yeah, they were absolute bangers. And Bill X did a stream outside a mansion, and he actually dropped DLMD in the middle of that, and he's normally playing like 200 BPM plus, and he brought it down 160 DLMD, let it play through. And it just such an amazing set as well. That is, if you haven't seen that, that is a really good set.
Yeah, we've been big fans of the 170 stuff on the show, and I think most of the episodes there's a technical or something off his label on there. But yeah, really good stuff at the moment.
Yeah, Stephen James Sumner saying, DJ Gamma, This Is the End. That's another monster tune. I can't even believe that was released this year. I didn't realise. I thought that was the end of last year or something. That is a monster track. It really is. And it's been a good year for music, and it's one of those things where you see normally a track gets played, and it's kind of it's a double-edged sword, this lockdown thing, because normally a track gets played and you dance around to it on the dance floor and you just sort of remember, oh yeah, there was something good going on there. But now the DJ can sort of go and give a sort of a shout out to the artist that made it and make sure everyone's aware of who's actually behind it. I think it's given people more of an opportunity to become a bit more educated in the music that they're listening to. So it's been really nice in that respect, and I think people are getting really switched on to what's going on, what's coming out, and they're hungry for some new music. It's been really good to see that.
Yeah, they're listening to the music in their own home rather than in a club, feeling a little bit worse for wear, where you don't really know what tune's playing. Whereas, like you said, you're listening in the home. You're not in the state that you perhaps would be in a club, and you're being told who the artist is, and it is. Educating people there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Someone's asked me this, but we can all answer this. He says, if you could pick a foreign DJ to do a set with, who would it be? Foreign DJ.
Silent. There's so many good artists.
That's what I was doing. Yeah, there's too many to pick from, really. Is.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot that I would like to.
Audio Freak.
Oh yeah, that's a cracking one.
So I'd love to do a set with Sam. I think that'd be amazing, because he's top drawer already.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. He'd definitely be in my top few without a doubt. What do you think, Joe? Anyone?
Honestly, don't know. There's so many of them. No idea.
Monsters saying to Tweakers, that's a great shout, bruv.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Dr. Peacock, Cepha, Bill X. I've been going on about Bill X quite a lot. It'd be amazing to do a set with him. He would literally wipe the floor with anyone, I think, in terms of mixing.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. So, we've gone the hour. We can carry on a little bit. I think we've been going through these questions a little bit slowly. So, what else have we got here? DJC, how did you get your start in the scene, and who's your favorite DJ? Good question.
Starting the scene, as I mentioned in the podcast, it was a competition at Hyperbolic back in the day, and it was sort of like I actually came third in the competition, and the person who came first didn't turn up for their gig that they won for winning the competition. So the promoter rang me up and was like, "Oh, do you want to come and do this?" And Paul Grant, absolute legend. I did my so I filled in for that set, and I ended up played on every single Hyperbolic since then. So I played on all of them. I think I missed 2 in the whole time since 2007, which is when I started. I think I missed 2 of their events, and they used to do a lot of events as well. It was a really good way of sort of cutting my teeth and just getting used to looking at a dance floor and choosing tunes to play and stuff like that. It was a really good way to start things off. It really was.
Definitely. And who's your favorite DJ?
Favorite DJ, it's got to be Gamma for me. It really has. Matt Lee is just on another level to anything else I've seen. I think Bill X did an amazing set. That stream that he did from that mansion is absolutely sick, but Gamma just blows my mind, and he's blown my mind for years. He really has. He can flip a set on a coin. He can literally be going one way and then just go, "Nah, mate, that's not working. Let's go the other way."
Yeah, definitely.
Gamma's you watch him technically, he's just I can't even work out what he's doing half the time when he's on that.
It's incredible. Such an innovator in that respect. He really is. And the way when he brings the turntablism into it as well. Oh, yeah. I mean, when you come down, JFB, a really good like turntablist DJ. It's really good to watch and stuff like that. But I like my sets to have a bit of flow to them as well, not just the trickery, and knowing how to go back. I tell you what, Joe Craig is an absolute badman DJ. If you haven't heard Joe Craig, he's an absolutely amazing DJ. He's well worth checking out. His mixing is spot on, his scratching and everything. He's great. He's great to watch. He really is absolutely amazing.
I think when it comes to like the sort of more turntablist stuff and the tricks and everything, there's only a few for me that can do it without it being distracting. So, you know, you can still enjoy listening, and you could still be on a dance floor and enjoy it without having to just stop and watch. And, you know, that's a skill in itself, because some people are technically brilliant and the stuff they can do is incredible, but it kind of stops everything, and you just end up, you know, it's maybe not, the flow isn't quite as good. So
exactly,
definitely a skill in itself. Any collabs coming up, whether it's DJ or producing, any kind of collabs?
Yeah, I've got some bits in the pipeline working with Ryan Ganna. So, I tell you what, we're talking about the best tunes of the year. I didn't even mention some of Ryan Ganna's absolute monsters he's brought out this year. Know My Worth and No More Tears. You know what? I scrap everything I've said. Forget about all of that, what I've just said. Ryan Ganna has completely caned it up this year, and he has been for a little while, to be fair. But yeah, he's brought out some amazing tunes, and his production is literally fire. I was speaking to someone a little bit more old school, and he was saying, you know what, Ryan Ganna, he's got exactly what we need, exactly what we're looking for, and 100% absolutely spot on. He can convert some people, I reckon.
Brilliant. That's what we want. Shocker, I don't even know what this is about, but have you stocked up on cider and noodles?
I got no idea what that means. Cider and noodles.
Do you not like cider or noodles?
If I knew who it was from, maybe that would give me an idea, but cider and noodles.
I think you're just pretending. I think you know all about the cider and noodle story.
Yeah. You want to get your penis fingers into that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, cool. Let's try and get through these. So what have we got? Any plans for an HDUK event going into next year? No, unfortunately. And I mean, like, there's just no point in making any plans until we know what's happening.
So we got the Arena Adrenaline Stompers, don't forget, which is at the moment April, isn't it? Next year.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's the only thing that's on the cards at the moment.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, you know, we would like to do something. You know, we'd like to do something ourselves, because, you know, most people would know us for doing arenas for other people, but it's just no point in thinking about it until we know what's kind of happening going forward. So Adam Hamley, absolutely quality tracks coming out, outstanding tracks was every. Yeah, I've seen Monster doing some cool stuff online. So big up Mr. Monster.
Yeah, he's a bad man. He does some amazing sets, scratching backwards.
Is it? No, I haven't seen that.
He definitely scratches back. Definitely. There's no. I don't want to hear these haters, these conspiracy theorists saying that he's not scratching backwards. He's definitely scratching. Yeah. Definitely.
What's this with the deck
backwards?
He stands with his back to the decks, starts scratching. It's definitely happening. It's definitely not a pre-recorded scratch. Definitely not. 100% it's not a pre-recorded scratch. I don't want to hear about it. His pre-recorded scratch. It's not. Isn't that right, Monster?
Right. So much love for DJC. Yeah, loads of love for DJC in the comments today. Dean Bennett, Rave Anywhere family. Nice to get the Rave Anywhere crew in here.
Definitely. You can see lots of that love going on tonight from the Rave Anywhere crew. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I can't see. Rave Anywhere helps my mental health. I think loads of people would agree with that.
Thank you. That's amazing to hear that it's helping people out.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah,
is.
definitely, because I think, you know, as well as the fun elements, there's always the slightly more serious element as well. And yeah, like you said, it's great to get a little pat on the back for that and know that know that it is doing what you want it to do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's just incredible to be able to help people. It comes down to doing the NHS stuff as well. It's really nice. It's really absolutely blown away. Really humbled by the whole thing, I must admit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, like you said, I'm sure you're going to want to go back through these comments after we're done here, because there's a lot of big ups, a lot of love for Rave Anywhere, for DJC.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, thank you everybody who's tuned in and got involved, and yeah, thank you for supporting Rave Anywhere. Simple as that. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for showing us love. And I'll tell you what, we throw the love straight back at you. As I mentioned before, me and Rob, you guys support us, and it allows me and Rob to go, you know what, let's put something amazing on for these guys, and let's do something even bigger. Let's try and make something even better happen. Like 12th of December is going to be a prime example. As soon as we release the lineup for that, it's going to be incredible. And obviously the lockdown's going to be over by then. We're all going to be ready to go out and have a party, a socially distanced party. And it's literally a case of just trying to do something as amazing for the supporters and the people who have got behind Rave Anywhere as possible. And I'll tell you what, enough talking about this 12th of December. As soon as this is over, I'll have a word with Rob and we'll put out a link so you can find out more about it. I'll make sure that he gets on that straight away as soon as we're finished.
Brilliant.
You heard it here first, folks. Brilliant.
Yes, 100%. That is an exclusive for you.
I think, so to go off the back of what you just said there as well, it's like, you know, when people like us and, you know, artists, producers, whatever, and anyone involved in the scene, like getting the support of people is so important. And, you know, the more people that support, and like the more people that tune into your live streams, the more people that tune into these, the more people that listen to everyone's live streams, their podcasts, their whatever they're doing, the more support you give, like the more it enables those people to do. So, like, it's really important, you know, be like, not saying, you know, you shouldn't, like, you know, support like the bigger names and stuff, but when you see, you know, the other people who are working hard, you know, not maybe your Atmospheres or your Co-Black, but when you see the other guys and they're pushing a live stream or an event or a radio show or podcast or anything, like that, those likes and comments and shares mean so much. And you know every time you like and comment and share as well, you're helping push that post to more people. And you know, it's so important. And then when the more support these people get and the more support we get, you know, it lets us think, right, we're getting this support now, we need to give more back. What can we do?
Yeah.
So, you know, the support that we all get, like, it's just so important. So yeah, thanks everyone having supported. So off Becky, she says, would you ever do a set together? I guess that must be aimed at the three of us. So
That'd be
100%.
Yeah,
Where is it? Where is it? I'm doing it now. I'm off. I'll see you later.
Yeah. That's, yeah. Should we all agree to that one for a few?
That'd be great fun. If we can do something next summer like we did at Caerphilly Castle, we did. That was just so much fun, and the sun came out, and it was just a brilliant day all round. If we can do something like that again next year, that'd be awesome. That'd be really good.
I think we should all work together and do something like that again. Definitely, as soon as it's possible, we'll make it happen. As soon as the sun shines in Wales again, we're there.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Emma's saying, are you looking forward to joining Core Blimey birthday in May?
Hell yeah. Yeah, Core Blimey, always a great party, always a banger. I'm going to be doing back-to-back with one of our residents, Flick B. Can't wait for it. She's an absolutely wicked DJ. Did a live stream with her on the Friday night a few weeks back now. We had a great time. We really got so much time for that girl. She knows exactly what she's doing on the deck. She's got such a great technical ability, and it's just so good to see. And she's got such an amazing personality as well. So absolute pleasure to be working with her, and an absolute pleasure to be working with her on a Core Blimey stage, on the main stage there, because I think we're going to have a good time. We'll have a really, really fun set, and everybody who comes out and joins us for that, I tell you what, we'll have fun, mate. Don't you worry about that. We'll have some good times.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, let's try and get through these. I think we were just so slow to begin with. There's still so many comments here. So, what do we got? 24 hours, amazing. Watch 22 hours. Well done. That's
Respect.
That's very good. Yeah.
yeah, that's some good going there. Will we be getting an HDUK regular live stream? I'm guessing you mean like a sort of a mixing one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've spoken about it so many times, and I think we were a little bit late to the party. There were just so many people doing it, sort of mid-lockdown, and yeah, we were a little bit late getting it off the ground, so we didn't do it. And then a couple of times we thought, there's no point in doing it now, but then we have actually been chatting very recently, this week actually, saying, we should still do it because, yeah, would you like us to do it? Would you guys like us to do an HDUK live stream? So, yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. let us know. We are actually chatting about it at the moment,
Yeah.
so we can make it happen. So, some more love from DJC there.
Love you. Big respect.
24/7 crew, Rave Anywhere crew. Can we? Yeah, that's a great one. Can we get another 24-hour stream?
Yeah.
We'll do it. It's happening. It's definitely going to happen. It just might be a little bit more ambitious than the last one. That's all I'm going to say. We've definitely got some very ambitious plans for it, and we're the kind of crazy nutters, me and Rob, to just put that kind of thing into action. So don't you worry about that.
Brilliant. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anything to add, Dale, while I'm just quickly going through these and looking at...
No, just thanks again for everyone tuning in. It's great to have the HDUK guys on there, but also all the Rave Anywhere guys as well. Welcome to the family, and welcome to the stream. If you've not heard the podcast yet, then we will be putting the podcast link in the comments here. Loads of awesome music on there. A top mix from our guest this month, DJC. And of course, there's a main mix from myself and Mr. Callie, and loads of features to get your ears around. So yeah, go check it out. And all the previous podcasts are there as well to go back to listen to. Plus all these live streams that are there on the HDUK pages as well on Facebook, guys. So if you want to listen to any of the interviews from our previous guests, then go back and have a listen. There's loads of fun banter and stuff to listen to there as well. Tom, anything you wanna add yourself, buddy?
Just basically thank everybody who's supported Rave Anywhere. Thank you once again to the mods who are absolutely amazing. Big respect to everybody who's been doing live streams through Rave Anywhere and keeping people going, because it's been amazing to see people like Monster, Scott Smiley bringing back Monday Madness has been absolutely amazing. Flick B, as we mentioned, Aurora D, Reflux, Joe Craig, Screw Loose. It's been absolutely amazing to see these guys doing some really good regular shows. We've had Ben Extreme on there. Storm's obviously come on and done some amazing stuff. It's really so good to see these amazing people, these amazing artists, being able to do their craft even when things are looking a bit rubbish. So it's been a real privilege to be able to have them on there and be able to give the ravers some music to listen to. Do you know what I mean? It really has been an absolute pleasure. And obviously go follow us on all social medias, all at Rave Anywhere, apart from Twitter, which is We Rave Anywhere. So we couldn't get Rave Anywhere for that one. We're working on it. So yeah, come give us a follow. Come and give us on SoundCloud. All of my stuff's only one DJC. So come follow us on there. Yeah, but just support your favourite artists. Enjoy the music. Literally do whatever you possibly can to escape from the horribleness of life at the moment.
Brilliant, excellent. Well, thanks to Tom, DJC. And thanks to everyone who joined us. Thanks to all the HDUK lot. Thanks to the Rave Anywhere crew. Apologies if we didn't get to your question or comment, but we see a slightly different screen to you. We're actually not on Facebook, and it's I actually couldn't see how many comments and questions there are, and I'm just scrolling through now, and I think this is probably the most comments and questions we've ever had. So apologies if we didn't get to you. We're gonna have to work through them a bit quicker next time.
We were too busy focusing on the penis fingers question, weren't we?
And yeah, I just want to add that for all the Rave Anywhere crew, for all the hardcore lot, if you haven't, well, I think Dale said this already. If you haven't listened to our podcast episode with DJC, go check it out. It's also worth. This is episode 11, isn't it, Dale?
This is episode 11, yeah.
Yeah. So if you enjoy that, go back. There's another 10 episodes for you. And yeah, for all the hardcore fans, we will be getting some more hardcore on the show. We always have a little bit of hardcore on here. We always throw hardcore into our mix every episode. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. It's been awesome. And thanks DJC, thanks Rave Anywhere. Thanks to Rob as well, who I'm sure is there in spirit.
Yeah, he's tuning in. He's tuned in, definitely. If you're listening, Rob, make sure that you post up the link so that people can find out more about the 12th of December.
And when we go off live, Tom, stay where you are as well. Don't go anywhere when the broadcast finishes, and we'll have a chat afterwards. Then.
Oh God, I'm getting a telling off. Oh no, I'm being called into the principal's office.
And yeah, for one last thing as well, for anyone who has commented, if you've left questions, suggestions, anything like that, we always go through every comment after the show. So, and we always make notes as well if people want. If you've got suggestions of who you want to be on the podcast, who you'd like us to have as guests, stuff like that. We always go through and when we take notes of all the great ideas. So yeah, feel free to keep commenting, even if you're watching the replay. We'll definitely go through and look at all the comments. So guys, thanks once again. Enjoy the rest of your evenings or day if you're somewhere else in the world. And we'll speak to you very soon.
No, thank you for having me on. Big respect to HDUK and all the crew. Big up.
Cheers, guys.